At the beginning of this week, I thought to myself, wow, after a month filled with the high holidays and the festivals, I have a full work week. I am going to get so much done. What a great opportunity to get all those things, those goals and those plans that I had set for myself at the beginning of the year, and to actually accomplish them, tackle that to-do list. Well, I bet you can imagine. Comes the middle of the week, comes Wednesday, and I was talking with a friend and we were discussing inspiration and how and she asked me a really good question. She asked me, how do you keep the inspiration alive? Because maybe I'm not the only person who's had a moment of inspiration and made a plan and set a goal, and then it kind of fizzled out. And we discussed it for a little bit and I was thinking about it. And then it just so happened that I found the answer in this week's parasha. After Noach comes out of the flood, after the flood, the Torah says that Noach debased himself and planted a vineyard. He's criticized for planting the vineyard, which begs the question of what was so terrible about planting that vineyard. And Rashi says that the problem wasn't so much that he planted the vineyard. The problem was that he should have planted other fields of let's say of wheat or something that more essential to our food first, and then planted the vineyard. So the problem wasn't so much that he planted a vineyard, but the sequence of what he did it. And yet, even though it wasn't so much the planting that was of the vineyard that was the problem, the fact that he didn't do something else first, the sequence of the way he did it, he was criticized very, very heavily for this. And we're told that when a person faces their final judgment day, one of the questions they're going to be asked is, did you set aside time to study Torah? And it's not, the question is not asked, did you study Torah? But the question is asked, did you set aside time to study Torah? And I think this is the secret. Because I think most of us know and understand that if you don't set aside time for something to happen, it often doesn't happen. And also, when we do set aside time for something, when something's important, we set aside time. We make sure it happens. And what the Torah is teaching us here is that it's not enough to just have goals, and it's not enough to just be inspired, and it's not enough to have plans. But if you want to actually make anything happen, you have to create an order for it. You have to set aside time for it to happen. So if you're inspired, you have to set aside a time that you are going to learn or do something that's going to maintain that inspiration. Because if you just put it on your list and you don't actually say, you know what, every Tuesday I'm going to do this, or every day beforehand I'm going to do this, it doesn't happen. And we currently have the perfect opportunity to do this. We had a month full of Jewish festivals. We had Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur with the time of inspiration, and Sukkot, which is the time of togetherness and the joy of the Torah. And now God gives us the month of Cheshvan, a month where there's not a single Jewish holiday, no special days whatsoever. It's a month just of routine, but it's a month where we get to create the schedule. We get to put into the schedule the things that are important to us. It's a month where we get to stop for a moment and say, hold on a second. A few weeks ago, before Rosh Hashanah, I said I wanted to accomplish X, Y, Z. How am I going to do this? How can I fit it into my routine so that I can accomplish it? If I said I wanted to learn more, how am I going to fit that learning into my schedule? If I said I wanted to become more patient, how am I going to accomplish that into my schedule? And we have an entire month of just routine, where we can put it into our schedule, we can show we're serious about what we meant, and we can accomplish those goals that we set for ourselves. Shabbat Shalom.